So we are trying to replicate this. So the first thing we'll do is we'll give a background color to our body, and also give a div to our body, a container called div, and that container will have a background color of white. So if you go to our code, which we started coding already, we've written our HTML body. This is the div which we are going to style background as white, and this body we are going to give the background color of yellow, something looking yellow. So this is it. The body has the background color of yellow, which is this is a yellow, and this is the div container we are still styling. So I've given it 70% width. Let's see, 70% width is somehow 70%, because this is 100%, and the height is also 100%. So this is 100 viewpoint height, and we are giving it 90 viewpoint height. So if you go to our code, this is it, 90 viewpoint height. And if you look at this, we have rounded corners, so we're going to give it a border radius of 10 pixels. And if we save, let me go back to our work. Once we save it, see, this is now kind of rounded. Now before you centralize any div, like for example this div down, we want to put it in there at the center. Before we do put it at the center, we must give it a width, and we have given it a width already. Look at it, before you put it at the center using auto, because using margin auto is one of the best ways to centralize this. So we must give it a width. We're giving it a width of 70 pixels, then giving it a margin auto. Margin auto will focus on the part which you've given width or height. For example, we're giving it width of 70 pixels of 70%. That means margin auto will say the remaining space divide it into two, give it left and right. So margin auto will divide the remaining space into two. So if you look at it, just taking it to the center. This part now is 15%, this part is 15%, because we've given our div from here to here to be 70%, and it's remaining 30%. That means this part is 15, this part is also 15. So that is what margin auto does. So we have another, if you come here, we have another blue or is purple background on our div. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our code. We're going to put another div inside this div, inside this container. So we're going to put, let's call it small container. Enter. Okay, let's call it small container. So we're going to style this with the purple background which we have there. So let's style it now. Dot small container. Dot small container. We're going to give it a background color of purple. Let's use blue. They use color picker blue, because it's more of blue. And we use color picker to pick something like this. Okay, let's use this. I'm giving a background color of this, and we're going to also give it a height. If you look at the height, you know the height is the same. Let's use the same. The width is the same as the parent div. The height should also be the same, but this one has been shifted up a little. That's why I think this one should be ending somewhere around here. You can't tell, but anyway it is. Let's just do something. So you give it a height of let's use the same height, 90 viewpoint width, viewpoint height 90 VP viewpoint height, and we are going to give it a width of 70%. Okay, look at what will happen if I'm giving it a width of 70%, but look at what will happen. It's not going to cover everything. Control S. Come now this small box now, it's actually here, but it's underneath this one. It's underneath this one. Let me show you something which we've not learned from Skyline. I think it's important. Let me see if it's going to work for here. Let's say z index let's give this one z index of, let's just give it an index of 10, and this one here, let's give it a z index of 2. Okay, it did not work as planned, but I'll come back to this z index. I'll show you how it works. I'll show you how the z index works. For now, I'm trying to make this our box come in front. Small container, let me check the class. Small container, copy. I want to copy to make sure I'm not making mistakes. To make sure this my purple is displaying. This my purple. I wanted to make sure it's displaying. That's why I had to change the other class. Okay, it's displaying. So what we'll do is on the white background is here, is still here. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. Now if you look at this div, this small container, I've given it a width of 70%, and this bigger, the main container also has a width of 70%. But why is this one now, this white background, longer than, is bigger than this purple background? Why? But both of them have the same width of 70%. This is because, for example, if we are on this one now, if we give it a width of 70%, it's going to take 70% of its container, and its container presently is the body, which is from here to here, the full width. It has taken 70% of the body. So this small blue container now, if I give it 70%, it's also going to take 70% of its container. So if you look at my code, this div now, this small container, this small one, this is its own parent container, which is this. So it's taking 70% of this container. So it's not going to take the entire width. Even though this one is 70% of this one will be 70% of this white one. So that's how it is. So if I wanted to cover entire white, I'm going to use 100% instead. I don't know if we get it. I'm going to use 100% of the width, so it has taken the 100% of its container, because its container was 70% of the body. So we are going to use, on this main container, we should use padding top to shift it down, to shift this one down. Padding top of, let's give it 50 pixels. So look at the way it has shifted down. We have given it padding, internal space to shift this one down. So we are going to give this blue now the border radius to make it round. Border radius of same 10 pixels and save. So you see we are coming up. So what next? Okay, we have these texts. This is h1. This should be an h1. This should be an h12, and this should be lists, and this should be a paragraph. So that is what I'm going to replicate here. I'm going to, inside my container, I'm going to have an h1, and inside this h1 I'm going to have Skyline ICT services. Skyline ICT services. Inside of this same div, I have my container. This is my container, this small container, everything is inside. Inside of this, under the h1, I'm going to have the paragraph, which is we are professionals in what we do. Then I'm going to have this list. So when it comes to list, we have two types of lists, or we have three types of lists, but two are most important. We have the ordered list and the unordered list. What I mean by ordered list, I spell it like this. This is how we spell ordered, like the normal ordered, we know ordered list, and we have the unordered list. So these are the kind of lists we have. There's another third list which is not really important. So this is unordered list because what you see is bullets. It doesn't appear in any order like 1, 2, or A, B, C, D, or Roman numeral, all those things. It just appears in bullets like this. So it's called unordered list. Unordered. So we're going to start with this. To start with unordered list is UL. Unordered list, UL. Once you take UL, it's going to complete it for you. Then list item now is coming inside the unordered list. This item is each of these items, which is LI, list item, and we need 3 of it. We'll come to this one later, but for now we need 3 of these. So I'm going to say LI times 3 because we need 3 of it. Once I take enter, it's going to complete it for me like this. So the first one is web development. I'm going to write the items inside here. Web development. Let me make sure the class is still on. Okay.
No, don't worry. I will notify you when it's about to end. I think create another link for you to conclude.
Okay. And we have training. We also have mobile app development. So this is the first ordered list we've written. We are going to write this one, but I want to show us how it looks like. Let me save, and once I save, this is how it looks like. This is the unordered list. You see the way it's coming, bullets. Now I'm going to put the second one, this one now. I'm going to put this one now. So to put this other one, if you look at it, it's somehow separate from this one, so it comes in another unordered list on its own. So I'm going to say UL again, enter, and I'm going to say LI times 3, and I'll copy these things and put inside because this is just what we want. Just see. Control V, software customization, and the last one is IT consultancy. Okay, as if I'm, let me come here before I save. If I'm saving this thing I've typed now, Control S, it has added it over to that place. So let's just finish it with these ones. I'm going to have another heading, which is this, which is heading 1, H1, and inside of it let me use small letter, recent projects, and after the H1 we have another paragraph, and the same paragraph is the same text as the paragraph, so I can just copy this one to save our time. Okay, and we now have ordered list because it has an order A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's ordered list. So this is how we write ordered list. Write ordered list in this form, OL for ordered list, and enter. It's going to complete it for us, like opening tag and closing tag. So inside ordered list we still have list item, the same like for unordered list, LI times 3. Let me use times 3 because we are using 3 first, and we have, let me copy those things, so I don't want to type them to save our time. I'm going to copy this. Forget about the A. The A will come because we are using ordered list, so it's going to automatically generate it. Control C. I'm trying to copy these things to transfer it to this side. Control V. Okay, and we have another set of these sets of ordered lists again. So I'm going to still put an ordered list here, and inside it I'm going to still use the list item, which is LI times 3 because there are 3 of them, and I'm going to copy this again one by one to fill it up. Okay, okay, that's fine. Let's see how it looks like. Control S. Okay, so we have written this, but we have not given it any class or something to style it. So let's start by styling our H1, which is this, and our paragraph, which is this. So we have two H1 here. We have this H1 and this H1, but since both of them have the same style, both of them are going to have the same style, we don't need to give it a class. We can just style it with the H1 itself. You look at it, they have the same style, and the paragraph too have the same style. So we can just go to our CSS and call the element H1, and we can style it. So let's see the formatting. H1 has background color of orange. Sorry.
Sorry to interject, Terrence.
Okay.
Now, the first H1, I think that Skyline did that in lowercase. That
Yeah.
is style type, whatever. Where the other one is in uppercase. I don't think they are the same.
I didn't get you. That he did
I
it in
mean the
lowercase.
H1, the H1. I mean the cases.
He
The
did
first
it.
one is in upper. First one is in lowercase. The other one is in uppercase.
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
I intentionally did it this way because I want us to do something. So this is our reference. This is our reference where we're referencing from. Okay, this is our reference where we're working from. Okay. Okay, the H1 orange, and we can save. So now you see my background color is orange, and it's going to apply to the other one too, the other H1 down here. Okay, and I'm going to give the color, which is the text color, to white or something like this, and save. See, it's trying to match this. So I'm going to give font size, I'll make it 25 pixels, Control S, and 25 pixels looks small. I'm going to make it maybe 30 pixels, and I'll make it 35 pixels. Let's see. Okay, this should look better. I'm going to change the font type, font face or font family to, what can I give it? Let me give it impact, and to switch this to uppercase, for example, I want to switch it to uppercase. I'm going to use text transformation. You look at it here, you can actually go uppercase or capitalizers to capitalize each word in the sentence. But if I take this to uppercase and save, it has changed it for me to uppercase automatically. So let me make it bigger and see. Okay, this border, this background color did not extend till the end. It did not extend to the end, so I'm going to do width of and give it maybe 70%. Control S, and the border radius to make it rounded corners. Border radius, border radius 10 pixel. Okay, it's coming up, it's coming up. Now this is not touching this border, it's not touching this top, but mine is touching. So I'm going to use padding. Padding is the inner space. I can even use padding all around because at the end too is touching, but here it doesn't touch. So I can just use padding on my container. Look at this container now. This is where I'm going to use padding. This container, this blue container, which is small container, I can use padding all around, which is, let me give it 20 pixels. So if you look at it, it has changed.
Terrence, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I think we are going to be cut off any moment from now. But since you've already explained to this point, what I'll do is I'll end this meeting. And while you pause the record, then I'll create a new link for you to.
Okay, this is my screen. This is what we were doing. This is my code. This is the last thing we did. Okay, look at something. Let me comment this now. going to comment this. I highlight and take Control// and I save. Look at this. I added this before the class ended. No, I did not add it. There's something else I added before the class ended. Let me undo. I want to go back so that we can continue from where we were. Okay, border radius was 10 pixel. Control S. Okay. Okay, I remember where we were now. I wanted this box now to cover some of this, so we're thinking of adding a padding here, padding top. We're thinking of adding a padding top here, so let's add a padding top of maybe 10 pixel and see how it looks like if we're going to remove it or not. So this is padding top of 10 pixel. It has covered it. And I was even thinking maybe we can just add a padding all around, because we also need a space here. We also need a space. Let's just add a padding all around. So look at this now. My blue box is still inside the white box, but look at what happens now if I add padding all around. Control S. Look at what happens. Now the blue box is out of the white box. Why is that so? That is because the padding has added to this box now. Even though I gave this box a certain width, now padding has added its own to it, so the width now has increased. So there's what they call the use of that box sizing is for us to make, if we've given this blue box now a width of maybe, let's say 50% or 50 pixels, and even if we add padding or not, if we use border box, the padding will be inside that same 50 pixel we've given to our box. But now the padding is not inside what we've given to our box. The padding is just adding on top of it, but we don't want that. So we're going to come to the container. We're going to come to the contact container and give it a border, a box sizing and border box. So look at it now. Just by giving it box sizing, border box, we tell it to make sure every padding or border we're giving to you, it should be within that specified width we've said you should occupy. So it has come back to its normal width. So I can still further increase my padding all around. So I can say up and down padding should be 10 and the left and right padding should be 20 pixel. Okay, I've shifted this again. That's fine. Then what else? We're going to use this to yellow and also use this to yellow. Let's check from the original. This is my assignment. This is my assignment that I've done, not Skyline. This is mine. So we're going to use it as yellow. Okay, that is paragraph. So we've styled H1 finished, and we can come to paragraph by using P. It's an element, so let's just select the whole paragraph. We have just two. Font size is too small. Font size should be maybe 22 pixels. Let's leave it like 20 pixels, and the color to be yellow. Save. Okay, it's coming up, but I don't like this font family. For, in fact, for the whole of this, I'm going to give the same font family I gave to this H1 to every other thing. This same font family I gave to H1, where this is it. This font family, I like it. I'm going to use it for every other thing, so I can cut it, that's remove it from here, and even put it in my body to say everything I have on my page, just use this font family. So if I save, and you see, but now I have noticed that these things are too joined together. I need some spaces in between them so that it can be more readable, it can be better. So I can come to just this is UL on ordered list. I can come to it and give it a line height. I can just come to my UL and give it a line height. So let me call the UL. UL is on ordered list, which is this and this, so I can just give it a line height of maybe 16 pixels. So if I save it, okay, it comes closer to each other more. So let me give it 25 pixels and save. Okay, it's too big. Let me give it 22 pixels and save. Oh, I've given it 22 and save. Okay, if you look at the spacing between this and the spacing between this, you know this spacing is better than this. At least this one is more readable. But I'm going to give it color of, what's the color? Let's check the color. Let's check what the color is. Okay, the first one is white and this one is yellow. So let's go back to our code. This is my HTML. This is white and this is yellow. So what we are going to do is we are going to give it a class to differentiate between this first UL and this second UL. So we are going to give it a class. Let's call it div class let's call it first UL. Let me just join it, first UL, and I'll call this class second UL. Okay, I can style it now separately. Let me go to my CSS and I'll call a class of first UL dot, since it's a class, dot first UL, and I'm going to give it color of white. I save. Okay, it's white. Then I'm going to call the second UL start with the class second UL second UL. I'm going to give it a color of yellow and save. So this looks good. Let me check what we are doing. Okay, this looks good, but what we have here is a disk and what we have here is something different. So we are going to change the list style type. This is called list style type. So come here for the first UL, list style type disk. Let's see what a disk will look like. Let's go to our code. Let's go to our browser. and then let's save. Control S. So this is a disk and it did not affect it. Let's see what the other style type will look like. Style type, what do we have? Circle. Let's see circle and save. Now you see that circle, this is circle and this is disk, because the first time we used disk and it did not affect, it remained the same. That means that was already disk. Now this is circle, so after using circle it changed. So this is what we are referring from. Now this is circle and this is still disk, and it's okay like this. So we're going to come here now to style these ones too. This is white and this is yellow. Here we have capital A, capital B, capital C, and here Roman numeral in caps. So we're going to style it just like that. We are still going to come here and we are going to give it a class. This one where we are now, this one is this first one. So we're going to give it a class of, let's give it first ordered list, first OL, and this one we're going to give it second ordered list, which is OL. Class equal to this, and save. Okay, we're going to go back to our CSS to style it. So we have dot first OL. We're going to give it let's check. Okay, first OL, we're going to give it a color of white because it's black now. I want to change it to white. Color white and save. First OL, I did not spell it well. First OL and save. Okay, then we are going to give it a list style type of alphabets. Upper alpha, this is it. Upper alpha list style type. Once you take list style type, you can see the options, and if I take save, that's changed. And the second one is this one. Now we are going to style this one. We are going to give it dot second OL, the second ordered list. We are going to give it color of yellow because it is yellow. It's supposed to be yellow, and we are going to give it, let me save first, it's yellow. We are going to give it a list style type of Roman numeral. So it's if you check, you see it upper alpha, okay, upper Roman, look at it, and if I save, it's like that. So if you look at this spacing here, the spacing between each element here, each LI here is okay, but here is too choked together. So I'm going to still give it this line height. I gave this one line height, so I am going to give it that same line height. So if we scroll up to where I gave it line height, I gave UL line height of 22. So for me to give this same line height of 22 to another class or another element, I'll just put a comma and put OL, because I want to give it again to OL. I'm giving it to UL already. So if I put a comma and another element or class, I'm giving the same attributes to them. So once I save, the line height too has increased. I don't really like the background color, doesn't look like it. Okay, and let's see. Okay, it looks like it now. So let me compare with this. This is it and this is it. this now is wider than this, so I can as well change this, the wideness of this. I can as well change the wideness of this, but I think I like this wideness. But let me make this wideness something like 65 or 60%. 60%, Control S. Okay, so this is the original and this is what we have done now. So the difference here is the text size. Now the text size here is bigger than the text size here, so we can still increase that one if we want to. You can still increase it if we want to. You can come here, or even in the body, and say text font size to be maybe 20 and save pixels, and save. So it has gone bigger a little. So if we compare, it looks like it's rather too big. We can make it 18, and so this is it. I'm going to reduce my padding a little. Let me make it 30 here. Control S. So this is what I'm working on. But it mustn't just be the same because we didn't have any measurement on it, but this is it now. This is it. So the only thing is, on this one, this thing is longer, but on this one is shorter. So I think we have gotten what we wanted to get. I can still go to the H1 and take the width of maybe 90%. I'm changing this width. So this is the original, this is what we just did, the original and what we just did. So I think this project is complete. I don't know if there's any question. I'm going to pause the recording from here.